My greetings to everyone. As in the previous video, we have studied about the first part of the chapter, Mitchell the Otter, written by Kevin Maxwell. This chapter has been taken from the book First Flight of Class 10th. So, in the first chapter, we studied about that the author somehow lost his dog, Johnny. And after the death of his dog, he was feeling very lonely. So he finally decided to keep another pet. But this time he decided to keep an otter as a pet. He got the otter as a gift from his friend, and how the things changed, we'll study about it in part 2. So here we go. With the opening of that sack began a phase of my life that has not yet ended, and may, for all I know, not end before I do. It is, in effect, a thraldom to water, an otter fixation that I have since found to be shared by most other people who have ever owned one. So when the author found the sack, he decided to open it. And when he opened the sack, by the opening of it, a new phase of his life began. So there was a new chapter introduced in his life, and that has not yet ended. So it's still going on. What he's saying is that the chapter has not come to an end yet. And he's also mentioning that all I know not end before I do. So he is very sure that unless and until he don't want this chapter to end, it will never come to an end. It is in effect a thraldom to otter. So here the author is saying that actually this new beginning was under the control of the otter. Otter was going to decide everything, that what all is going to come next in the author's life. And here Otter was going to have a very strong attachment, a strong feeling, a strong bond with the author by the forthcoming incidents that I have since found to be shared by most other people who have ever owned one. And he's sharing that he has come to know about other people's also who have other people who have already owned an otter. Okay, the people who own an otter, they have shared that yes, after you are with the otter for a quite period of time, a strong bond is being created and your life completely changes. The creature that emerged from the sack onto the spacious tiled floor of the consulate bedroom resembled most of all a very small, medievally conceived dragon. So, this is how the otter was looking like, because the author might not have seen a real otter. He might have heard about the otter, but he has never seen it from his real eyes. So he's saying that the creature which came out of the sack was somehow looking like a small dragon that might be somewhere in the middle age, right? From the head to the tip of the tail, he was coated with symmetrical pointed scale of mud armor. Now you might have seen scale on fish body to protect its body from the harm, right? So here, actually, with the help of this line, the author is trying to say that the otter was very dirty. The whole body was covered with mud. And what he only can see was his soft velvet fur, like that of a chocolate brown mole, right? So he could only see the eyes of the otter. He shook himself, and I half expected a cloud of dust. But in fact, it was not for another month that I managed to remove the last of the mud and see the otter as it were in his true color. Now here, author has used exaggeration figure of speech because he is explaining the mud layer on otter's body to an extent level. Like he's saying that for him, it took at least 1 month to clean the mud. And of course, that's somehow very far from the reality. But he has used this statement, this expression, to let the reader know that actually the otter was very dirty. So after the otter got cleaned, he could see the real color of the otter. Midgeville, as I called the otter, was in fact of a race previously unknown to scientists and was at length christened by geologists. And the name given by the geologist to this otter, or you can say the scientific name of this otter, was Litrugale perspillata. I'm repeating, it's Litrugale perspillata. So this is the scientific name of otter. But now otter was named as Midgeville or Maxwell's otter. This was the name given by the author to the otter. A word has been used here, which is really very interesting, and that word is christened. Christened means giving a name to someone, a process of giving a name to someone. For the first 24 hours. So now further we'll get to know that how author got familiar to the surrounding, to the author, slowly day by day. For the first 24 hours, Midgeville was neither hostile nor friendly. Now, hostile and friendly can be considered as the antonym of each other. So actually, with this contrast word, the author is trying to say that Midgeville was not behaving orderly. Okay, he was neither friendly nor unfriendly, but he was behaving very differently, maybe unsafe, insecure, aloof. Midgeville was trying to be away from the author. Maybe he might be scared of the author. So he, that night, slept on the floor far away from the author's bed. But the second night, Midgeville came to my bed in the small hours and remained asleep and the crook of my knees until the servant brought tea in the morning. So here the author is actually explaining that the second day Midgeville got familiar to the author. He slept with the author throughout the night till the day broke. And during the day, he began to lose his empathy. Now, empathy here means there was no interest in Mitchell. Otter was not at all interested in his surrounding. But now that absence of interest has gone somewhere. And now Mitchell was showing interest in what all was happening all around. He take a keen, in fact, too keen interest in his surrounding. I made a body belt for him and took him. So author made a body belt, that is a kind of belt being tied all around the pet to take control of the pet or to keep the pet safe. So the author made a body belt for the otter and he took him on a lead to the bathroom. On a lead means he was trying to make Otter familiar with the bathroom. He wanted to lead him the way to the bathroom, where for half an hour he went wild with joy in the water. So wild with joy in the water means Otter enjoyed to its limit in the water because it was the character of otter. They love to be in water. They love to play in water. They love to spend time in water. So when Otter got to see water in the house, Otter was very happy. He was plunging and rolling and shooting and going up and down in the bathtub. He was splashing. He was overflowing the water. He was over upturning the bowl. So here the author is saying, I was to learn that this is the character of the otter, that they play with the water a lot. Water must be kept on moving and made to do things. When static, it is wasted and provoking. So actually, he wanted the author to show his reaction so that author can easily understand. Now, after some day, the other day, what happened? Mijbil escaped from my bedroom as I entered it, and I turned to see his tail disappearing round the bend of the corridor that led to the bathroom. So one day, author saw that Midville was somehow moving towards the bathroom, and the author followed him to say. And by the time I got there, he was up on the end of the bathtub and fumbling. So he was trying to come on his back limbs and trying to open the chromium taps. Now, chromium is an element, is a metal, you know that, right? So the tap, which was made up of chromium, was being tried to turn on by the paws of the Mitchell. I watched, amazed. In less than a minute, he turned the tap far enough to produce a trickle of water. Now, trickle means few drops of water. So, actually, the tap was not completely opened, but it was somehow opened that small droplets of water started coming down, started flowing down the tap. And within a moment, within some time, the tap was completely open and there was a full flow of water. On later occasion, he would sometimes screw it up till tighter. So at times it happened that the tap knob was quite tight and the otter was not able to open it. But when it happened, he used to get irritated and disappointed with his failure to open the tap. Very soon, Mitch would follow me without a lead and come to me when I called his name. So now the author is expressing that Mitchell was quite familiar. Mitchell has learned that Mitch was his name. So whenever he was being called by the name, he used to follow the author. He spent most of his time in play. He spent hours shuffling a rubber ball round the room like a four-footed saucer. Blair using all 4 feet to dribble the ball, and he could also throw it with a powerful flick of the neck to a surprising height and distance. So this shows that actually Mitchell was very much expert in playing this with ball. 3 things he was very fond of: rubber ball, marbles, and there was a broken suitcase of the author. So here with this, we come to the end of second part of the chapter, Mitchell the Otter. We'll proceed further in the third part. Till the time, take care.